the devaluation of the truth and hate speech.
Yes.
So why should a voter pass by the hateful talk that you have put out there? Clear examples of it. Why should they just turn the page on that? Like, why did you do that?
Well, and Mika, they've got to decide that. All I can do as best is apologize for the things that I said that I do believe helped lead to Trump. Again, over the course of the last 6 years, I've probably sent out 40,000 tweets. You and me and Joe could find 200 to 300 that would be, you'd have your head scratching. And I've got to go through those and own those and explain those. I felt like we were at the tip of the spear when we went to Washington. It was a fight for this country. And I let that fight get personal and ugly sometimes. And I've just got to own that stuff, apologize for that stuff, Mika. And to compare it to Trump again, correct me if I'm wrong, this man's never apologized for anything. So here I am in front of you this morning, yes, raising my hands. I helped put Trump in the White House. I'm ashamed of that. I feel terrible about that. I'm going to try to redeem myself about that. But most importantly, the country can't let this guy get elected. We're being reelected. We're being run right now by a child, and that's pretty damn scary.
Yeah, you know, I've said it before, time and time again. When I first got up to Congress, there were a lot of things that I said that I regretted, that I wish I could have back. When I first got on TV, there were a lot of things I said that I regretted, that I could have had back. I mean, hell, there are a lot of things I said, you know, I say every day that I regret and I wish I could have back. Katty K, the difference is having the ability, as a congressman does, and as most human beings do have, to look at what we've done in the past, realize we've made a mistake, apologize for that mistake, ask people's forgiveness, and then move on. In Donald Trump, we have somebody who's never asked for forgiveness, and in fact, even told an evangelical reporter that he's never had to ask for God's forgiveness because he's never done anything wrong.
Well, because for the president, it's somebody else's mistake, right? If something goes wrong, it's not his mistake, and therefore there's nothing to apologize for. We see that playing out every day when it comes to the state of the U.S. economy. It's always somebody else's fault. Jay Powell's, the media's, Google, China's, somebody else's fault. But, Congressman, I wanted to ask you, you said just now and you've said before that the vast majority of Republicans that you speak to think that the president, and will say to you privately, that the president is unfit for office. How does that square with the consistently high rankings he gets in opinion polls, 85 to 90%, in the Republican Party? And how are you going to overcome that? Even if they're saying it to you privately, they're telling a pollster they still like him, that they still want to support him. So they're not telling the truth to somebody.
Yeah, Katty, I think his support is soft. Look, our campaign slogan is be brave. Here's the bet I'm making. I believe that most Republicans privately believe what I say publicly about this guy. He's unfit. He lies every time he opens his mouth. He's tweeting us into a reception. Look, I believe most Republicans are just tired of his BS and his drama. The bet of my campaign is I'm trying to get people to come out and be brave enough to say publicly what they believe privately. Can I do it? I don't know. But I just know if you're going to take on this guy, it's about him. You got to make the moral case about him. He's a bad man who's unfit to be president.